Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Here we go. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, where we like to start our mornings off with a piano solo, amongst other things. So thank you, Francisco, and thank our band for being fabulous. And I'm Reverend Russ Laguerre. I am your assistant minister here at the center, and I'm thrilled to be here with you this morning. And I want to say a special welcome to all of our live streamers. And I've got some good news to share with all of our live streamers. I know some of you have been asking about this, and the incredible Jeff Basham, our live stream director, figured out how to turn on automatic closed captioning. So if that is helpful for you, there should be a little CC button on your YouTube feed that will automatically translate everything that we say in real time. Now, you've all used autocorrect, so if it doesn't do it well, we are not responsible. But I'm really thrilled to hear that that is turned on, and please let us know how well that it works. We'd love to hear some feedback on that. Now, if you're wondering what is going on here at our center, we have a website, CSLSR.org. And that website is filled with all sorts of useful information. And if you're looking for a really good summary of everything that's going on here at our center, not just on Sundays, but throughout the week, throughout the month, we have a monthly bulletin there. And you can find that by looking for the photo of the old-fashioned typewriter. And that monthly bulletin contains everything that is happening here at our center. So it's a really good resource to find out what events we have going on, what classes we have going on, all the other wonderful things that are available for you here. We're also really passionate about spiritual education in our community. In fact, that's one of the cornerstones of what we offer at the center. And if you happen to be wondering what classes are coming up here this year, in fact, we've actually started one of them. Dr. Edwards' spiritual circulation class is already going on. We have our Education 2024 catalog that you can pick up at the little information desk that's at the entrance there. It's the one with the purple cover. And that has all of the classes and all of the workshops that we have planned through June so that you can plan accordingly. So I hope you'll pick that up and take that home with you, and we'd love to see you in some classes this year. I'm also available after service if you have any questions about classes. We also have a thriving youth and family program here in our community, and that's for your newborns and your toddlers, your elementary and middle schoolers, and your teenagers. And this program is designed to help your children to get plugged into our community and learn how they can grow on their own spiritual journey, whatever that looks like for them. And there's a number of ways that you can participate with our youth program. Simply send an email to youth@cslsr.org, and our youth coordinator, Jennifer Caldwell, is there to help you get introduced to the youth program, get plugged in if you want to get plugged in, and get your children and grandchildren plugged in. And speaking of that youth program, particularly our teens, I am so jazzed to announce that right now, at this moment, our teens are at teen camp. So they flew up to Oregon to the Camp Cedar Ridge Retreat Center that Centers for Spiritual Living now owns in Oregon, and they flew out on Friday. And I have to say, it's been years since we have been able to send teens to teen camp, mostly because of the pandemic. And this is the first time since that pandemic started that we've been able to send our teens up there. So I just wanted to say how grateful I am for all of the hard work that our youth coordinator, Jennifer Caldwell, put into helping this happen. And I'm also so grateful to you, our community, who has been so generous with your financial good to help our teens be able to go to teen camp this year. You all helped to pitch in, and I am so, so grateful for that. And I know our teens are so grateful too, and they're definitely feeling loved up. So thank you for that. You'll hear more about how that experience was for them later this month because, of course, they're still in camp, and they'll tell us all about it. Okay, so I invite you now to join me in speaking out loud our vision and our mission as a community. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling vision of a healthy, loving world, which we call the global vision. This vision inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And we follow this vision through the 5 core spiritual practices here at our center. And would you please read those out loud with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, spiritual circulation. Now, I'd like to take this moment in our service to extend a warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, if you like, would you please stand as you can or raise your hand, and we would like to bring you a flower as a token of our welcome. And live streamers, if you're watching online for the first time, please let us know in the chat so that we can say hello to you. We're so grateful to have you here. So welcome, first-time visitors. It's so wonderful to meet you and see you. So I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, our prayer, the practices, and Dr. Edwards' message today is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. Please know you are so very welcome here. Now, I invite you to sit back and enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation and opening prayer.
It goes forth before me, infuses all I do and say. It is love that leads me today. Love goes ahead of me. Is my way. However life itself, it goes forth before me, infuses all I do and say. It is love that leads me today.
Love. Love is God in expression. Love is the very nature, the very stuff out of which all is made. That one presence, that one love, that one life is fully here right now. It is this that calls us home in prayer. It is that home of our being. It surrounds us, it infills us, it goes before us, and it meets us everywhere we are. So that I know that right now I am made of and from and expressed through that one. And I know this as the truth of each and every one here, each and every one hearing this word, and the truth of all life. And so I know that in this morning, in this service, we are held, we are supported, we are sustained by that presence divine, by that love that guides and directs us, that holds us, that expresses through us, and infills us in this morning service. And so in this sweet recognition, I simply let go into that warmth, that tender embrace of life. I recognize it as the very truth of all that there is. And I give thanks for this knowing, for this deep abiding expression, this deep abiding presence divine. And I let go in this I let this be. And so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm Ruth Barnhart, a minister at the center. Would you please join me in reading this morning's affirmation? On this new day, I believe anything is possible, and so it is.
Let us turn our thoughts today to Martin Luther King and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, sister and brotherhood, that we are bound together in our desire to see the world become a place in which our children can grow free and strong. We are bound together by the task that stands before us and the road that lies ahead. We are bound and we are bound. There is a feeling like a clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. Though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord, so that we can see now. Just a little light, oh Lord. Just a little light, oh Lord. Wanna stand it on up. Stand it on up, oh Lord. You know, wanna walk it on down. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Can't get no light from a dollar bill. Don't give me no light from a TV screen. No, 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 no. When I open my eyes, I wanna drink my fill from the well on the hill. There is a feeling like a clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord, so that we can see. Just a little light, oh Lord. Just a little light, oh Lord. Now. Wanna stand it on up. Stand it on up. Stand it on up, oh Stand on up, Lord. Wanna walk it on down. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Light, oh Lord, so that we can see. Just a little light, oh Lord. Just a little light, oh Lord. Now. Wanna stand it on up. Stand it on up. Stand it on up, oh Stand on it up, Lord. Wanna walk it on down. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light, oh Lord. Shed a little light. Shed a little light, oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what beauty and excellence. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful song for us to enjoy on this day before Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s day tomorrow, because tomorrow we celebrate and honor his birth and his legacy. Because he brought to our nation a cultural movement toward equality and justice for all. Now, he was a very controversial character in his time, and in my opinion, the perfect person to be featured in our center this Sunday, in this month when our topic is a grand arising. In other words, an evolution in consciousness, an expansion in our awareness of our shared humanity. The perfect person. As a champion of equality and justice, Dr. King, was met with vitriol and pushback. He was stabbed in New York. He was stoned in Chicago. He was frequently spat upon and jailed several times, and his home was bombed, and tragically, finally, he was murdered. Now, looking at our role model in him, I'm not advocating that anybody put themselves in the line of danger, but I am advocating that we look at our champions and follow the lead of our champions of social justice by becoming brave enough to care about and learn about our world and the affairs of our world, even if it's exhausting and difficult to do so. And then as spiritual beings, what we can do is we can ask, how does this vision that we have, the global vision we talked about earlier on, how does this vision shape how I respond to this world? I've been doing that. I've been reading about the ongoing conflict in the Middle East and in Ukraine and in other parts of the world, and I got to tell you, I am shocked and also at the same time encouraged by this arising, what appears to be a growing global movement and awareness, a desire for transformational change with consideration for our shared humanity. And I want to be part of that uprising because it matches our global vision. Now, there are many ways to be part of this uprising, this growing awareness of our shared humanity, even right here at home, especially tomorrow on Martin Luther King Jr.'s day, because we could get into action. We could do something good for others. Because, doing something good for others will give you an authentic way to proclaim that though the world is chaotic, still good things happen because they happen through you. And that is a great way to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And also doing good will develop and strengthen your compassion muscle, and that's important. And I'm going to share with you today at the end of the message some practical things that you and your entire family can do tomorrow to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and do some good. Now, last week, Reverend Russ Laguerre, he shared the expanded text of our Global Vision Statement with the community. And I want to read it again today, but in an abbreviated form. And I want to read it because it gives the framework for why we do what we do. For why we would celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., for why we would have nonprofit partnerships with organizations that are doing good work in the world, for why we encourage individuals to rise to their spiritual magnificence and to lean into the difficult experiences of the world and to educate themselves and to take a stand. Why? Well, here's why. It's the global vision. We envision all people and all beings and all life as expression of the divine, and we see a world in which everyone lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing connection with each other. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of their thought. We see a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience everywhere, politics, corporations, academic circles, everywhere. And we envision a world in which everyone has enough food, a home, a sense of belonging, peace, justice. And we envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, grown and shared. And we envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness is the norm. And we envision a world that has renewed its emphasis on beauty and nature and love through creativity and art and aesthetics. In other words, we envision a world that works just a little bit better for everyone. Now, with that vision guiding a person who calls themselves a practicing member of the Center for Spiritual Living, with that vision in my heart and in my mind, now I can ask, how does this vision influence my actions? How does it inform me where to put my attention and where to put my energy in life? Because here at the center, we learn that there's value in cultivating this inner awareness and cultivating inner peace, because we know it can influence the external world. And today I'm asking, is it enough to envision a world where everyone is free from violence? Or to wish that citizens and leaders will be guided by spiritual wisdom? Is it enough to admire the resilience of those who still hope for global assistance while they are in imminent danger? Perhaps I can go deeper. Perhaps I can ask, what actions can I take to further that vision? Now, each person will respond differently in their own way, according to what the seat of compassion in them guides them to do. When I asked myself that question, what came to me, I felt this urge to go to Amnesty International and sign that petition for an immediate end to the conflict in Gaza. That was mine to do, to prevent further humanitarian crisis. And another action I feel strongly called to do is to continue to learn and educate myself about conflicts in this world and the condition of human rights. That's mine to do. And then as I learn, now I can speak to people in my circle about what I'm learning and about what I think I understand. And then check my perspective and my bias and my prejudice through talking about it, especially with people who don't share my opinion. Because I want to, and I learned this at the center, I want to balance my inner work with outer action. I do believe in spiritual mind treatment. That's our form of affirmative prayer. I do believe in visioning and the use of imagination. And I do believe that these tools can help me stay open to the possibility of something extraordinary and miraculous happening. And I also believe that these tools can guide me when I use them and pay attention to them. They can guide me into action if I will listen. And I believe your perspective and your action is vital too. Now, I can't tell you what to do in the world, but let's say, for example, if you feel the urge and you feel that you're starting to be moved to learn more about human rights issues in the world, there's so much resource out there. You just have to be willing to go and look. You might be interested in reading the United Nations Human Rights Resources webpage, or you might find the Amnesty International's educational research page very useful, or you might find Harvard School of Public Health brief introduction to human rights, which is not brief, but so good. Now, human rights, racial and gender equality, these are not explicitly discussed in the textbooks of our tradition, the Science of Mind text that we use. They're not explicitly addressed yet. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, was an advocate for equality. Let me tell you a story I've told before. In 1945, our magazine, our movement has a magazine, it's called The Science of Mind. And in it, it used to feature a list of all the centers for spiritual living across the nation, across the world. And in 1945, this list of centers separated out the Third Church of Religious Science, that was one of our centers, and put it at the bottom of the list with an asterisk and a designation of colored. Dr. Ernest Holmes himself got into it. He intervened, and he made sure that that error was corrected right quick and that it would never be made again. And he went to that center and spoke, saying notably, "This we must affirm. We are all children of one living spirit, one spirit that permeates all without exception, one intelligence that governs all, and most importantly, every person who abides in the universe is a significant entity in the universal consciousness. Our doors," and now he's talking to us today and for us, "our doors will forever be open to all. Whoever you are, be proud. You are a divine idea in the mind of God." You see what he was doing? He was balancing his inner conviction with outer action. He didn't just think about it and say affirmations. He didn't only send thoughts and prayers. He didn't only visualize a harmonious resolution. He got up. He added action. Now, at the time, Reverend Arthur Twine was the senior minister at the Third Church of Religious Science, and today, Reverend Twine's granddaughter, Reverend Stacy Hilton, is the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living's co-senior minister and also an active leader within Centers for Spiritual Living. And on this day, when we celebrate Dr. King's legacy, it's very important to me to remember our history and also honor the Black New Thought leaders of our past and our present. One of the troubling bits of feedback I get whenever I talk about social issues is this, something like this. I don't come to services to get a lesson on history. Or I don't come to Sunday services to hear about politics. I don't come to Sunday services to be disturbed. I want to be inspired. I have empathy for that. I'm on the same bus. And yet, right in the words of our global vision, right inside of our teaching of oneness and connection, there seems to be, at least to me, there seems to be an imperative to grow beyond what I'm comfortable with and to continue to evolve and contribute to the world, to change my life. Today, I realize again that to choose to not grow, to choose to not face the challenges of the world is a form of privilege. For me, it's a privilege to have the choice, to not have to think about it, to not have to talk about politics, to not have to address oppression. It's a privilege that those who are suffering do not have. I read a social media post. There's a white woman who's talking about privilege, and she wrote this. I am worried because my son is starting to drive. Anybody who has a son starting to drive can probably identify with her. What I'm not worried about is how the police will treat him if he is pulled over. That is a privilege I have that African American mothers do not have access to. And I'm guessing that they don't want me to lose my privilege, they just want to have it too. Now, I learned in this Science of Mind teaching that things like privilege and bias and blind spots, these make up what we call, in the language of our teaching, our hidden belief system. And they're hidden belief systems because they are the invisible influences that are working inside of us, influencing how I move through this world. They might even be keeping me stuck where I am. That's why we learn to change our mind, to change our lives. They might be also contributing to keeping the whole world around me through my expression stuck where it is. And then as I become aware of them, my privilege, my bias, as I become aware of them, then I can start contributing to the world in a different new way. And that is how a new day begins. By the way, Harvard University has an online implicit bias association quiz. We've put it on our website. So if you go to our website, you'll see the Harvard Implicit Bias Association quiz that you can use to explore and examine your thinking about what is masculine and what is feminine in your thinking. You might be surprised. I was. Eckhart, it's a way of examining your inner life. And Eckhart Tolle tweeted a long time ago, he tweeted, the moment you start watching your thoughts, a higher level of consciousness becomes activated. That's how we awaken to a new day, by watching our thoughts, looking at what we take as normal, take for granted, discover as we can what is hidden below the surface, and then expand from that. I can't even remember where I read the study, which book it was in, but I remember the study. It made an impression upon me. Maybe you heard of that social experiment in which 10 people were interviewed. They were sent to be interviewed by a company. But before they went into the office for the interview, they got a red dot painted onto their cheek. And then they were to go into the office, sit across from the interviewer, and then after the interview, they were debriefed. And every single one of them said that the interviewer kept on staring at that dot on their cheek. The kicker is that 5 of them had no dot. It was painted clear. Still, they were sure that the interviewer was staring at it. And the exercise is said to show that people feel self-conscious about whatever it is that makes them feel insecure. And this might relate to absolutely anything, age, height, whatever it is, whatever is considered to be negative in society. And so I was thinking about that and how in my life I felt that people have had biases against me and have been focusing on my red dot. Whether accurate or make-believe, the belief in my red dot, I've learned at the Center for Spiritual Living, is something that I need to dismantle long-held beliefs by questioning them and using my imagination to ask myself, how would I be if I didn't focus on whatever it is I think my red dot is? And here's where I'm going with this. It got me to thinking about, how do I make other people feel self-conscious by what I'm focusing on in them? When I look at someone, what's the first thing I see? Their race, their age, their gender, their weight, And whatever it is I see, there's nothing wrong about what I see, but here's the question. What have I been taught to think about these qualifiers? And it can be scary to admit that it might have prejudice, might have bias. And it's encouraging also to know that we are capable of rising above them and doing good in the world despite them. Did you hear about the story? It was in 2017 when a whole family, got washed out by a dangerous riptide into the sea in Florida. Whole family. There was no lifeguard on duty at the time. And in the group, there was an 8-year-old, there was an 11-year-old, the mother, and a total of 10 of the family members got just swept out. And a woman on the beach noticed all the people on the beach looking, going, I wonder what's going on. And these people were struggling in the ocean. Maybe it's a shark, they said. And she thought to herself, what the heck is going on here? And she said to herself, these people are not drowning today. It's not happening. And so she started shouting, form a human chain. And then 5 people held arm to arm, and then 10 people, and then very soon there were 80 people, arm to arm, holding onto each other, making their way. And some of the people in the human chain couldn't swim. They got to the people who were distressed, where the mother was, well, she was in a state she could barely keep her head above water. She almost blacked out. And then they grabbed them one at a time and started passing them back across the human chain, all the way back to the beach, and it took them nearly an hour. But all 10 of the people were safe on the shore. And the rescued bomb said it was the beachgoers and grace that saved them. Grace. What grace is? Grace is defined as the unearned favor. See, and here's why it's applicable. That family out in the water, they didn't do anything to deserve that kindness, to earn it. They received it anyway. Now, here's the thing. Imagine if the lady who started the human chain rescue effort looked out first into the water and said to herself, wait a minute, are they white? Are they Asian? Are those people out there, are they Palestinian? Are they Israelis? Wait, let me see. Are they guilty? What have they done? Are those kids gay? Wait, they look like they're wearing Republican colors. Wait, they might be libertarians. Wait, no, none of that happened. People of different races, different genders, different politics, different abilities can come together to help people they don't know anything about just because they're people in distress. It can be done. And there is something stirringly beautiful and hopeful about that. Tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s day, and some people think of this day as a day on, not a day off. That's the motto for AmeriCorps. That's the federal agency that provides resources for first responders during challenging times. And reading that inspired me to think of and curate a list of opportunities for our community where we might do something according to our desire, tomorrow to honor Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. Now, these resources are also on our website for you, so you can access them later. Here's one, MLK Day of Service. You can join forces with the Community Baptist Church and Santa Rosa Recreation and Parks to beautify MLK Park, which is at 1208 Handley Street. And the tasks for volunteers include litter pickup, mulching, and weeding. And there'll be tools provided and refreshments provided. And so that makes it a real family-friendly event. There's a link on our website if that's something you want to do. But if you don't feel like you want to get up and go out to do anything, there are things that you can do right at home. Here's one. Read Aloud Children's Book Project. This is Global Citizen is the name of the organization in collaboration with another organization called Read by Fourth campaign. And it invites volunteers, which you can do at home using a Zoom recorder, to bring children's stories to life. And they're especially looking for stories that are themed around Dr. King, civil engagement, and civil rights. And so then the resulting videos are shared on YouTube for families everywhere to enjoy. Of course, you could donate blood. That's always a good way to exercise your civic ability to make a difference. Then there's another one. The King Center has got video, so you can arrange a viewing party with friends where you can watch videos that commemorate the life and accomplishments of Dr. Martin Luther King. Link on our website. And here's another one you can do right from home. You can create a virtual fundraiser to support, any organization that effectively supports humanity, raising awareness of human rights and lifts up people to their spiritual magnificence. You can do it on Facebook. Every person who has a Facebook account can create a virtual fundraiser. That's something you can do. This Martin Luther King Jr. Day is awakening in me a reminder that we are capable of loving kindness. That we have the power to look beyond our conditioning and our biases and do good anyway. That we don't have to wait until our lives and our minds and our hearts are perfect before we do something to help those who are struggling. I invite you to breathe in with me. And as you exhale, let your eyes close if you feel comfortable doing so for a moment of prayer. There is only one life that we are all part of. It is everywhere present. It is the energy of creation. It is eternal, immortal, and persistently present. I am part of that life, as is every person in the sanctuary. And as I recognize this unity with life, I recognize too that it is my point of connection with all that is. And so together, feeling this sense of deep camaraderie and connection, I tune into that seat of consciousness within, that place where love pours from, where creativity is resident, to turn to it to ask that it guide me and all who are open to being guided into creative expression of oneness and connectivity, of goodness, so that hope and resilience might keep on rising up this new day and every new day that follows. With a deep sense of gratitude for the willingness to follow this urge from within, I release this word of prayer into that aspect of the divine that we call the law. We mean that energy of creation that responds and translates the sincere desires and visions of our heart into action. And sealing this prayer, I invite you to say with me, and so it is. Once again, a breath in, followed by a sigh. We use that breath to make the transition to the part of our service where we invoke one of those practices we read with Reverend Russ, spiritual circulation. So many of you are in the class. How wonderful. We had like 110 people in class on Tuesday and another 90-something online on Saturday, where we are digging into what does it mean to be in spiritual circulation. It's so lovely to be part of that. So what we do in the service is the part where we give financially to support our service. Of course, there are so many ways to give to support our service, through your prayers, through the volunteering, through the art, wasn't that the most wonderful experience? The expression of creativity. We raised so much money from that. We'll give you an accounting of that. My gratitude to the artists who donated all of their creativity. So spectacular. Yeah. I sure hope we do that again. Yeah. Anyway, back to financial contribution. So many of you give online, and there are all sorts of ways to do that. And some of you use text to give, which is so terrific. We'll leave this number up. If you want to text that number, it'll guide you through how to do it. Some of you pick up this coupon as you come in. It says, I give to the center by mail or electronically, because you may have already made your contribution. And then this way, as the basket comes around, you can drop this in as a symbol, a physical symbol of your heart connection to the center. So thinking about how the center contributes to your life and where you have benefited from being part of it, I invite you now to prepare your gift. Ushers, please stand. And as you say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. And now some beautiful music.
You can play the game, you can knock out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels right, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is what we know. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always gets in the grease. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Sing it with us. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. They say in every life. Love with love. They say the rain must fall. That you feel. Shower the people you love with love. that you feel. Make it right. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Wow, I don't have words. Can we give some more love to Atreyu and Sophia and Astra and Chris and Brett and Francisco? And who's our new drummer?
Our new drummer, this is Jeff White on drums.
Jeff White. All right, so before we dive into our announcements today, our friend Chris actually has an announcement he'd like to share with us.
Yes, maybe you've heard the choir. How many people have heard the new choir we're starting up? Maybe on Christmas Eve, maybe late last year? Good. So we're looking to expand that group. So I'm looking for people to who are interested to come to me and let me know of your interest. I'm auditioning people for the choir. It's what we're doing. I've heard from a lot of people who say, I haven't sung since high school. Well, if you sang successfully in a high school choir, you can probably do this, and I make it easy. I record all of the parts, and if you're not sure it's for you, but you kind of want to do it, please come talk to me, and we'll sit together, and I'll help you decide if it's something you can do. You just have to learn the parts before rehearsals, and we have a lot of fun. So you can reach me by email, christopher.fritchie@cslsr.org, or you can come to me here after service, so I hope you'll come forward. We need more men. But if you're a woman, come too.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris. Okay, so I'm delighted to announce that our AIDS Life Cycle Bake Sale is back, and it's back next weekend. And if you don't know, that is a bake sale that our AIDS Life Cycle team, which I believe they are on their 9th year now of doing the 545 mile bike ride from San Francisco down to Los Angeles in support of HIV/AIDS research and support for the community that's most impacted by that. So if you're looking for delicious baked goods, this is the event for you. It will be between our 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. services. They always have such a wonderful spread of delightful baked treats for you to take home, and it's a really great way for you to support them in raising the money that they need to be able to do the bike ride, all of which goes to supporting what is a really, really wonderful cause. So I hope you will join us for that next weekend. And also next weekend, if you happen to love body-centered healing tools, there's an opportunity for you to join our Jinshin Jitsu workshop that's being held, led by Donna Lampke, and that's going to be from 1 until 3 p.m. on Sunday. And in it, you'll learn about this powerful body-centered healing modality and how you can use it to uplift your life. Also, I wanted to apologize to all of you all because we goofed on our purple save the date flyer. We actually said that that workshop is today. It is not today. Okay, so it is next weekend. But I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that in case anyone was hoping to go to the workshop today. It is not today. So we apologize for that. We will make sure that that gets updated and corrected for you. And then shortly after that workshop, on Tuesday, January 23rd, Reverend Iota Bell, our spiritual support minister, is going to be teaching Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And that's one of our core classes in our teaching, and it's a really great way if you're new and you're wanting to dive into our teaching, find out what it's all about, that's a great thing for you. Or if you, like me, sometimes need a refresher in what our spiritual practices are and how they work and how our teaching works, that's also a great class for you. So Reverend Iota is fabulous. I know everybody here who has met her and has interacted with her hopefully agrees with me on that. And she's a great teacher. So please check that class out. You can sign up by clicking the photo of the clouds on our website. And we offer scholarships for all of our core classes. So if you're looking for financial assistance in being able to take that class, come talk to me after service or send me an email. I'm happy to show you where that form is and how you can take advantage of that. Now, I'm really excited to announce that our center is going to be hosting Kirtan Master Mangalananda at the end of this month. And you can join us on Sunday, January 28th at 4 p.m. And we're going to have a full concert from Mangalananda as he shares his Kirtan genius with us and helps us to remember that spirit within through all of his inspiring music. So be sure and come and check that out. Also, the music doesn't end there because we're bringing back Karen Drucker. And yes, and she's going to be with us for a sweet Wednesday evening Valentine's Day music and spoken word experience. And that is on Wednesday, February 14th at 7 p.m. We all love Karen here, and I know that that is going to be a great way to spend a Valentine's Day. Because, I mean, I can't think of a better person to spend a Valentine's Day with than Karen Drucker. Can you? Yeah. So that's going to be wonderful. And then speaking of Wednesday evenings, if you're wanting to go a little bit deeper into what we teach here at the center, specifically the science of mind and how we can work on our consciousness to, as Dr. Edwards shared with us today, to grow in our consciousness, I invite you to join me this Wednesday for our Wednesday evening service. And in each one of these services, we share spiritual inspiration along with practical spiritual exercises and practices that you can use to discover what's going on in your consciousness. And maybe you find something there that says, hey, maybe I can change that. Yeah, so I hope you'll join me this Wednesday. We're going to be continuing our conversation about how we can keep our positive vision for 2024 alive. And last week we talked about how we can face our fear of failure and embrace it and then move forward. And so this Wednesday we're going to be taking that a little bit further. We'll have tea and cookies, freshly baked bread that Nancy Reynolds has been baking for us. Thank you, Nancy. And beautiful music from Christopher Fritchie. Finally, we've got a lot of events that are coming up in 2024, and we've got an opening for a part-time events coordinator to help us to stay organized. So if you happen to be detail-oriented, if you love to throw a party and you're really good at it, we would love to hear about it, hear about you. So talk with Linda Han at our information desk on the way out of the social hall today, or if you're online, you can send her an email to linda.han, H-A-N-N, at CSLSR.org, and she will give you more information about that. So that's all I have. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you very much, Reverend Russ. And thank you for being here today. If there is something incomplete in you, if you cried yourself to sleep last night, or if there's just something in your heart you want to celebrate and have more of, please don't go home without accessing our prayer. Online, you just visit our website and there's a Zoom room for you where you'll be matched with a prayer practitioner. Or if you're in person here, just go to the back of the sanctuary and the host will connect you with a prayer practitioner who will listen to your request and then make an affirmative prayer especially for you. It's a terrific gift to give yourself. Don't go home without using it. And now won't you please stand as you are able, saying, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Let's close in song.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit.